Hey guys, it's Alex and welcome to Ruby Tutorials for Beginners. Alright, so in the last video I taught you about loops. Loops are very important to understand, but I think functions are even more important because functions are used everywhere. There's a principle in programming called DRY, D-R-Y, don't repeat yourself. And functions solve that problem. So I want to give you a problem to solve. So what if we have for example, a equals to 1 and b equals to 2. And then we're gonna say if a is greater than b put a is greater than b. Actually, let's change that to true. Right, now let's go ahead and run it, and we get a is greater than b. Alright, but what if, okay, so we're programming, we're writing code along the way, we're in a different class. Don't worry, we don't know what a class is, and sorry about that. And we have to make the same if statement. We have to check if a is greater than b again. Well, do we have to write it all over again? Yeah, we do. But with functions, we don't. So let's define a function. To define a function, you just call def, which is short for define, I guess. The name of the function, so let's call sum, and then we're gonna end it. And in between is what gets executed. So let's put 1 plus 2, right? So this is the name of our function, and this actually I think in Ruby it's called a method, but everyone calls them functions. So just keep methods are equals to functions. So this is the name of the method, and here is what is executed when we call that method. So to call that method or function, we just type in sum. Let's save it and run it, and we get 3, right? Yeah, that's simple. And we can call it an unlimited amount of times. We can call it 4 times, and we're gonna get 4 3s. Yep, we do. Okay. Now, what if we want to sum, actually, I don't know why I wrote sum, but what if we want to subtract, we want to add, for example, 3 plus 4, but we're not going to create a new method that is exactly 3 plus 4. We're just going to take in 2 arguments, a and b. Now, what are arguments? Well, I'm going to show you, actually, because I'm not really good at explaining. So we're just going to put in parentheses, and we're going to say a and b. Now, this means that when we are calling our method or function, we expect 2 arguments, a and b. So now we can type in a and b. Now, if we run sum, we can see that we will get an error. Yep, wrong number of arguments. Given 0, expected 2. Now, to call a method and give it the proper amount of arguments, we just type in parentheses, and for the first argument for a, I'm going to give it 3, 4. So a is 3 and b is 4. Now, when we're calling this function, we should be saying display 3a plus b, which is 3 plus 4 in our case. And we get 7. Let's call sum, and with 4 and 10, and we get 14. Yep, that's how functions work, and that's how we pass in arguments into our functions. So remember that, and I'll see you in the next video.